I sense a strange power from this.
Did you used to come here when you were younger, Kisara?
You bet. See the dent in that column? That's from when my mace slipped out of my hand one time, just after I'd joined the guard. And that crack over there? That happened while I was practicing an art.
This is new information to me.
This one's gonna be tough. Dragon Swarm! Strike! Dragon Swarm! Severing Wind! Here I come! Devastation! Rising Phoenix! Here I come! Sword Rain Alpha! You're not! Dragon Swarm! We did it! Sword Rain Alpha! Wind! Rising Falcon! Sword Rain Alpha! Dragon Swarm! Wind! Damn it! Rising Falcon! Take this! Rising Falcon! No escape! Try harder! My turn! No escape! Explosive Ring! You're mine! It's over! Severing Wind! Luna Rondo! Here I come! Ignite! Sword Rain Alpha! You're finished! Severing Wind! Take this! Luna Rondo! It's over! Rising Falcon! Take this! It's over! You're finished! Luna Rondo! Great! Next! You're mine! Rising Falcon! I'm not done! Severing Wind! Luna Rondo! You're mine! It's on! Take this! Sword Rain Alpha! Wind! You're mine! Release! Sword Rain Alpha! Here I come! It's over! You're mine! It's over! Luna Rondo! Here I come! You're finished! Severing Wind! You're mine! Devastation! No escape! Take this! It's over! Sword up! Try hard. No, you can't. Take this. Severing wind. Here I come. Pull back. Rising falcon. Release. Locked and loaded. Wind. Strike. Here I come! Wind! Roll him down! Gotta break through! Dragon Swarm! Rising Falcon! It's over! Wind! Devastation! This one's all mine! Easter! Take this! It's over! Sword Lane Alpha! Win! Here I come! Not a chance! It's over! Here I come! You're finished! Rising! You're mine! You're finished! Sword Lane Alpha! No, it's try harder! It's on! Strike! Burn in hell! Take this! Come one, come all! Here I come! Rising Falcon! It's over! It's over! Lunar Rondo! Here I come! Here I come! It's over! Win! You're mine! You're finished! This one's all mine! Next! Here I come! I'm not done! You're mine! Lunar Rondo! Here I come! It's over! Try harder! You're mine! You're finished! Severing Wing! Take this! Rising! Hold nothing back! Sword Lane Alpha! Severing Wind! Lunar Rondo! Devastation! Rising Falcon! This one's all mine! You're finished! Sword Lane Alpha! Strike! Wind! Here I come! You're finished! Rise! Take this! Wind! Rising Falcon! Here I come! You're finished!
Finally made it.
Looks like we get to sleep with a roof. Oh. All done. Come and eat.
You okay, Shion? You're not eating very much.
What's wrong? Do you not like the cheese fondue that you made?
Yeah, I'm used to seeing you more excited about food.
You're not feeling sick, are you?
No, I'm fine. It's nothing like that. It's just...
What?
I guess I just don't understand what the appeal is. We could just as easily put everything on a plate and pour the cheese on top of it instead.
I suppose it lies in being able to decide exactly how much cheese you want. There's also something to be said for enjoying how it all turns out. It's fun.
That's fine and all, but I wish the plate-to-mouth time was shorter.
I think I understand. You don't like having to put in so much effort into eating something, do you?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Actually, now that I think about it, you're a way less fussy eater than you look, Shion.
In my book, there's no one right way to eat a meal. Tuck in, take your time, be dainty or devouring. As long as you enjoy the food, that's what counts.
There's no need to stand on ceremony while we're out camping in the wilderness.
Yeah, you're right. In that case, don't mind if I do.
I've never seen someone dump that much cheese on a meal before.
Let's see what's going on around here.
Yeah.
Right.
Excuse me!
Well... Really?
Good.
What the? Seriously?
All right.
We've reached our destination.
Think we can take that thing?
No way. Forget about it.
No backing down!
If they rush you, you gotta just recover, okay?
You're mine! Sword Ray Alpha!
The flashing part is their weak point.
Splendid Flash! This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
It looks like you got this one covered.
This one's all mine!
Glacial
spear. Here's evil.
Strike! I'll run you through! Try this!
Now I'm into that freaking
Try harder! My turn!
Storm!
Easter!
Glacial spear. Here's evil.
I'm not done! Tornado Alpha! Try this!
In here.
Splendid Flash! Take this! Sword Rain Alpha!
You hear it now!
Do you require a hand?
Lunar corruption. Lunar blast.
Swallow dance!
Here I come!
Supernova. A banana. Let's go. Healing circle.
Now I can let loose. Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
You like me again?
I'll be saving this.
Splendid Flash!
Dragon down!
Flame. Reload. I'll heal you all. Lightning orb. Whoa. Healing circle. Lunar corruption.
What a relief by the power of
Lightning
water!
orb. Raging
Try
down.
this! Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down.
Flash!
Let's get you up.
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
Back into the
Splendid
banana.
Flash!
Let's go.
Try harder! Not a chance! I'm not done!
Not the chair. Lightning orb.
It's over!
Dance in the wind.
Okay,
Here I go!
Light astral energy. Flame of fury. Burning strike. Glacial speed.
It's go! Not a chance! I'm not done!
Ready to go! Dragon shout! What a relief!
Did you just heal me?
Yes. I need you, remember?
Right.
Lightning has been Here's the healer.
Shout!
Not today! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Here, let me help.
Okay, thanks! Try this!
Flame of fury.
Splendid Flash!
Lightning orb.
Here I come!
The enemy is going all out.
Take this!
Mega ray.
Get Sword Rain Alpha!
Try to dodge.
Not now, not ever!
Energy. Let's go.
Ready to go! Swallow dance!
I'm out.
I'm on a roll now!
Healing circle.
Thanks!
Far enough! I'll tear you apart!
You're mine! Sword Rain Alpha!
There you go. Double dodge.
Splendid Flash!
Whirlwind here! I'm on a roll now!
Hey, now see that you don't get in trouble again.
Alpha! Win! Devastation!
Oh, now you're talking!
Cascade. Here's a healing
Sword
orb.
Rain Alpha! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
I'll heal you all.
Eat this!
You're mine! Thanks!
They're not playing around.
Do they not teach you to say thank you, Indiana?
Not to a Renin, they don't.
That move!
Here comes a big one!
Thank you.
I'll heal you
First
all.
strike!
Talon Hurricane!
Healing circle.
Thanks!
Tempest
This one's all mine!
Radiant
Far enough!
Raging storm.
Ha! Not today! We've got him on the run!
Don't get caught.
Right. Still anyone's fight.
Let's tear him up!
Wind astral energy. Raging blast.
I'll smash you!
It's over! Sword Rain Alpha!
Here's a healing orb.
Here I come!
First aid.
Ha! Sword Rain Alpha!
Annihilation.
I'm not done!
Got it.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Now's our chance.
Good!
Raging storm.
Splendid Flash!
Enough ammo.
Take this!
Tempest
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
Leave the charges to me.
I'm on it!
Now I can...
Please now. Let's get you up.
Okay, here I go.
Mega ray. Wind astral
Shattering the
Raging storm.
There you go! Feel like
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
Flame of fury.
This one's all mine!
Strike.
Shield!
This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes!
I'm even stronger than before.
We should be able to cook here.
This realm doesn't seem like such a bad place to camp in.
Yeah, there's lots of plants and wildlife here.
I know, and it all looks friggin' delicious too!
Who said anything about eating them?
Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Maintaining your shield? It's becoming a familiar sight.
Miguel was the one who taught me how to maintain my equipment after I first joined the Guard. Now, it's just a part of my routine.
Your brother always seems to come up whenever I talk to you.
That's because we had no other relatives, so it was just the two of us growing up. He was my idol, the one I looked up to and wanted to be like. When I became a guardsman, Lagiel wasn't too pleased to see me at first. It was Miguel who really welcomed me aboard.
Lagiel? Oh, right. She was Miguel's second in the Gold Dust Cats, wasn't she?
That's right. She's always been a very critical and down-to-earth person. In other words, the complete opposite of a dreamer like me.
You're more an idealist than some pie-in-the-sky dreamer.
Even so, that's my brother's doing. He'd never let me stop seeing a brighter world. He always did what he could to keep me smiling and happy.
You must have meant a lot to him.
He wasn't just kind, either. He always worked so hard to set an example for me and everyone else around him. He was a true big brother. So much so that when he thought I was asleep, he'd slip out of the house to go training on the outskirts of town.
You seem to know a lot about it.
That's because I only pretended to be asleep and would follow after him. You know what? I'm at a good stopping point with my shield. If you've got time, how about I tell you a couple more Miguel stories?
I guess I'd better get comfortable.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, you guys have everything?
There's the Zoogle we were asked to handle. Hi, Hoodle!
Here I come! I'm on it!
Cross field! Raging Storm!
Try harder! Try this on for size! Sword Rain Alpha!
Radiant
Blending Blast!
Hear me!
Take this!
Fury!
Pull it together, Law.
Sorry, right! I'm calm.
Freeze
Sword
Lancer!
Rain Alpha!
Raging
Blending
Do it!
Not a chance!
You got
Not
Terry!
done!
Radiant Blast!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! See that? That training's paying off!
I'm sorry to be a problem.
We've all got enough.
Yes, ma'am.
Here I come!
Flame of Fury!
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
Eagle
You're right! It's over! Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
Healing Circle!
I owe you one!
So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a complaint, I hear.
Nope, that'd be silly.
Pierce Evil!
Try harder!
Far enough! Freeze
Now! Here I come!
Well, they're all strong.
Thrust! Sword Rain Alpha!
Healing Gale Force.
Blending Blast! My turn!
I really
Take
owe
this!
you one.
Talon Storm! You're mine!
Energy.
You're finished! Fang Blast! Blending Blast!
Dragon
I won't lose. Not now, not ever.
Just getting
I'm not done! You're finished!
Here, let me
Here I come!
come to an end.
Struck! Sword Rain Alpha! Talon Storm! Blending Blast!
Oh, now you're talking.
Here I come! Sword Rain Alpha! Try this! Blending Blast!
Thank you.
It's finished! It's over!
Let's do it.
Eagle Drive!
These fists have got your name on them.
Blending Blast!
Air thrust.
Here I come! It's over! You're mine!
Eagle Dive. Now
You're
this is
mine!
through.
Sword Rain Alpha!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Dragon shell!
Here, let me help.
You escape!
Death blossom!
Raging cascade. Lunar corruption. Dance in the wind. Air
Here I come! It's over! Blending Blast! Eat this!
Light astral dance in the wind.
You're mine!
Shield.
I
Sword
really
Rain
owe you
Alpha!
one.
Try this! I owe you one!
Do it, Thor.
Blending Blast! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Glacial
Here I
spear.
come!
Here's evil.
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
Let's go.
Blending Blast! You're finished!
Brilliant. Dance in the wind. Air thrust.
Here I come! Sword Rain Alpha! Blending Blast!
Dance in the wind. Air thrust.
Dragon shell!
I'll heal you all.
Eagle assault!
Dance in the wind.
I owe you
In
one!
here.
Dragon shell!
More for the
You're mine.
Lunar corruption.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Annihilation.
Blending
They're not playing around. Reload.
Take this!
Radiant here.
Sword Rain Alpha!
I'm out of ammo.
Here comes something big!
Try to dodge.
Try harder! Now!
I'll
You're
heal you
my
all. Dance in the wind.
Try harder! Not a
Air
chance!
thrust. Healing circle.
Thanks!
Lunar blast. Light astral energy.
You're mine!
Air thrust.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Already getting started.
Eagle dive!
Try harder! Not a chance!
Power of blood. Lightning orb. Raging cascade. You're mine.
Eagle
In here.
dive!
No escape!
I'll heal you all.
Sword Rain Alpha! Sword! Astral
That's my cue. It's
Shut
weakened.
him down! This ends now! Burn it out!
All right.
Sword Rain
It's
Alpha!
showtime.
You're
Air
mine!
thrust.
Try hard! My turn!
Tactics are working great!
Full speed ahead.
Hey, wait for
Sword
wall!
Rain Alpha! Try this! Blending
Dance in the wind. Air thrust.
Sword Rain Alpha! Blending Blast!
Here I go.
Take this!
They're not playing around.
Finish!
Light astral raging cascade.
Sword Rain Alpha!
I'll be saving
Right, it's
today.
gonna attack!
Right, watch out. Air thrust. Here I go. You're mine. There. One more.
I'm on it!
Mega red. Raging cascade. Power of vortex.
Here I come!
Annihilate the wind.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Air
There
thrust.
you are!
Here's a healing art.
I'm on it!
First aid.
Now, let loose!
Ready.
Eagle dive!
Blending Blast!
Lunar blast. I never heard it.
The enemy's open!
Cascade.
Sword Rain Alpha! Ignite!
Watch this. This'll come in handy. Now.
Double me! In an instant! Impact Cross!
I think I'm getting stronger.
We've reached our destination.
Okay.
Seriously?
Well,
What the?
How's this?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey. We finally made it.
I'd steer clear of that Zoogle if I...
Brace yourself! This one's tough! Okay, here I go. Try this!
As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't
You may be
disgusting
strong,
enough.
but I'll never back down! Aim for the weak spot! Sword Lane Alpha!
Long ago. I'm sorry to be a bother.
We've all got enough on our plates.
Yes, ma'am. Here we go again. Take this! Not my fight.
Not done yet!
Here, let me help.
Wind Accelerator
Now,
Crazy
let loose.
Cascades!
Sword Lane Alpha! Try this!
Go! I'm only getting started.
Blended Blast!
Not done yet.
Here's a healing arc. I can't do anything.
Oh, you are gonna pay for that.
Annihilation!
I've let you all down.
Pathetic.
Not done yet!
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
Did we really just spend that much money?
Yes!
What?
I think Hoodle senses something.
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Ren and eyes.
Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble.
I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done. Now, where might those fish be? Yeah! I've got something. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
Not too shabby, friend.
Oh, we've got a lively one. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
Not too shabby, friend.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins.
Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my job. No need to thank me.
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Mind if I join you, Law?
See you guys tomorrow. I feel pretty refreshed after that sleep.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Get lost!
Take this!
Raging cast
Win!
surrounding us!
Come
Here!
Devastation! Rising Falcon!
Airborne beast! My special!
Here I
Dance
come!
in the wind!
You're finished!
Art steel!
The airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Crossblade!
Stealing gale!
I'm ready!
You're mine!
Raging cascade!
You're finished!
Eat this!
Devastation! Rising Phoenix! No escape! Severing Wind! Take this! Lunar Rondo! Rising Falcon! Take this!
So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a complaint, I hear.
Nope, that exists.
I never miss!
Okay, here I go! No escape!
Swallow dare!
Do it!
Blending Flash!
No! Demon's descent!
Flashing bang!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
All right.
Is nowhere to run from my arts. When he slows down, that's our chance. Can't get out of this.
It's like trying to keep up with the wall.
It's over.
Here.
Blending flash.
Hear me. My isolate. Alright. Here's evil.
A super swallow day.
Freeze.
Now we're not. Here I come.
Raging
Soaring Alpha. Try this. Blending flash. Here I come. It's over.
Lightning
Soaring Alpha.
I'll give it to you here and now.
Try this.
Take Bolero.
Blending flash. Hey. Blow them away.
Hurricane.
It's over. Check this. Soaring Alpha. Try this. Blending flash. Hey. Blow them away.
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
I sense a strange power from this.
Hey! Poodle's quivering! think we're about to be real lucky.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
In an instant! Impact block!
Leave the enemy's arch to me!
No complaints here!
Megasonic
Now!
thrust!
I can feel my precision improving.
We seem to have come across something a little unusual.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I never miss! Glimmer Dragon!
Devastation!
Megasonic thrust!
They got me flying! I'll finish you here and now! Flying free! Why can't they just sit still?
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
You're mine! You're finished!
Do it!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! See that? That training's paying off! It's over!
Now! I'm ready!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Here I go! Cloud Magic!
I think I'm getting stronger.
Oh yeah? Think you could beat me at arm wrestling?
When have I not beaten you?
Right. I'll just go on ahead then. It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're
An opponent like this should be easy.
Hey, when did I get so popular?
Devastation!
Not on my watch!
Sword Rain Alpha! Rending Flash!
Hear me!
Take this! It's so... Sword Rain Alpha!
The enemy wields arms too.
You'll soon see about that!
Rising Falcon! I'm not done! Sword Rain Alpha!
Freeze Lancer!
Rending Remote!
Astral Energy!
Say no more! Shot!
Well done!
Ignite!
Light Astral
Sword Rain Alpha!
Flame of Fury! Burning Strike!
Wow. Quit staring and concentrate on the fight.
I don't take orders from you.
Rending Flash!
Raging Storm! Ready!
You're finished!
Healing Circle!
Here I come!
Dragon Tail!
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
Eagle Assault! Now!
Rending Flash!
Crossblade!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
fate to them. Not my watch. Reload.
Blending Flash!
Annihilation.
Dragon Swarm!
Equal size. Gale Force.
Explosive Ring!
Hey, when it is time for corruption.
Talon Hurricane! Sword Lane Alpha! Here I come! Sword Lane Alpha! Try this!
Hear me.
The tide of battle has turned. That's the power of comrades in arms.
Demon Fang!
Raging
Comrades in arms.
What? Too sentimental?
Take this! It's on! You picked the wrong fight!
Now. With this, I can become even stronger.
Right, here goes!
Take this!
I'm on it! Here I come!
Go away!
I owe you one! Sword Lane Alpha!
Freaking got it!
Blending Flash! You're mine! You're finished! Try this! Explosive!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Dragon shell!
Here I come!
It's time!
You're mine!
Watch
Try
this!
this! Explosive Ring! No escape!
Eagle dive!
Try this!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Sword Lane Alpha! We did it! Sword Lane Alpha! Trigger!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
I need to be stronger.
Hey! New equipment!
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
No backing down!
Here I come! You're finished! It's
Not on my watch!
Blending Flash! Here I come! Sword Lane Alpha! Try this!
Thank you.
Dragon Swarm! An astral art?
That's my cue! Do it!
Shut him down!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
Strike! Rising! Try this! You're done! Infernal Blow! Away! Here I put... Sword Lane Alpha! Try this!
Dance in the wind!
Blending Flash!
Air thrust!
Dominate! In an instant! Impact Claw! I can feel my power growing! What's this thing?
It's gone! I'm surrounded!
Wind! Dragon Shell!
Here!
Here I come! Devastation! Rising Phoenix! You're mine!
Let's go!
Eat dirt!
Like a human.
To stop you dying?
Try this!
Now!
Blending Flash!
Frozen!
Hammer!
You're mine! Lunar
Dance
Rondo!
in the wind! Freeze laser! If it's in the sky, it's mine! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood. I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
This will be a delicious piece of cake!
Here I come!
Light
You're
arrow!
finished!
Deep
Dazzle! It's over! Devastation!
Equal assault by the power of water!
Take this
Not
on!
as I watch!
No escape! Try
Raging
this!
storm! Here's the
Splendid
now!
splash!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Radiant punch! Thunder peal! I'm out of
did it!
ammo!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Sword Lane Alpha! Try this! Splendid
Do it!
splash!
Goodwill! Astral energy! Full throttle!
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know about that.
I won't forgive you! Lightning Condemn!
You're finished!
I'm on! Lunar Corruption! Gemini
Splendid
Underkill!
splash!
Swallow
Brilliant
Dance!
crush! No escape!
Eagle Assault!
I'll finish you here and now! You're mine! Sword Lane Alpha! Splendid splash! I'm on! Easter!
Lightning Orb! Gemini
Nut!
Get out of my sight, or you'll get hit! Oops! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Splendid splash! Take this! Do it! Sword Lane Alpha! In an instant! Impact block!
Here's a healing art! First aid! Chinese Inferno!
Focus! Sword Lane Alpha!
Ready!
It's over!
Shouldn't have messed with me!
Lunar Corruption!
That extra training paid off.
No choice!
In a bind?
Lightning!
Blow away! Take this!
Photon!
Try this!
Raging Cascade!
Splendid splash! It's over! Sword Lane Alpha!
First aid!
I owe you one! Splendid splash! Here I come! You're finished! Devastation! Rising Rocket! You're mine! Sword Lane Alpha! This one's all mine!
Glacial Spear!
Splendid splash!
Redwell! Astral Energy! Full throttle! Dance in the wind! Dragon Shout! Lunar Corruption! Eagle Assault!
This could be useful.
Let's dispose of the trash.
I'm on it!
Lunar
Catch it
Corruption!
out of this!
Lightning Orb!
Take this!
Gemini Alpha! Not in your dream! Talon Storm!
You're mine!
That's freaking
Sword Lane
good!
Alpha! I'm on it!
Talon Lightning Orb! Raging
Try this!
Cascade!
a picture? I'll see what happened there as you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
Let's get you all tucked away. Do
Sword
it!
Lane Alpha!
Dion, astral energy! Full throttle!
Lunar Rondo! Rising Phoenix! Dragon!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Radiant
Tornado Strike!
I'm on a roll now!
Sword Lane Alpha! Try this!
Talon Hurricane!
Blending Splash! Double
Now.
Demon Blade! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
With this, I can become even stronger.
And that... Our strength yet grows.
The tide of battle has turned. That's the power of comrades in arms.
Right. Comrades in arms.
What? Too sentimental?
I owe you one.
Who wants to die next?
They've got me surrounded. Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang! Easy!
Way to go!
Now,
Double Demon Fang! Here I come! Sword Lane Alpha!
do it!
Blending Splash!
Now I'm real mad!
Get toasty!
Burn Strike!
Wow, that was a nice move there.
I know, right? Bet you couldn't do it.
So it's a grab here, thrust the left leg, then use the right arm to leverage over...
Stop memorizing my move!
Ah, guess I misread the land.
Out of our way!
Your mother! All mine!
Lunar Blast! Dance in the wind!
Ignite!
Here's a healing arc!
Sword Lane Alpha! Try this!
Now!
Blending
You are in tip-top shape.
Soon as I'm done here, come help out.
How could a girl ever say no?
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content. Hey, look! Now see that you don't get in trouble again.
Double me! In an instant! Impact Block!
I can feel my precision improving.
No further!
Ignite! Storm! You're mine! Sword Lane Alpha! Try this!
Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang! Easy!
Way to go!
Sword Lane Alpha!
Demons descend!
Flashing bang! Not a chance! I'll take you all on! Rising Phoenix!
Here, let me help.
Escape!
We got the advantage.
I owe you one. Good.
Just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, cause we're on
Alpha! Strike it! First strike! Talon Hurricane! Megasonic System!
Do it!
All mine!
Well, someone seems in tip-top form.
nothing new about that.
And still as humble as ever.
I'm even stronger than before.
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renin, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes. I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Astral energy! Full throttle!
Glacial
Magic
spear.
is out! Here's evil! Freeze laser!
Rising
Freeze
Falcon!
laser!
Sword Ring out this time! Trending Flash! Dragon
Think
Charge
on me,
Demon
Flame!
Fang! First strike! You're mine! Sword Ring Alpha!
Lunar blast!
Do it! Now
Sword ring! Astral energy!
Say no more.
got it!
Well done!
Double Demon Fang! Glimmer Flash! You're mine!
Eagle assault!
Try this! Trending Flash! It's over!
Do it! Neon! Astral energy! Full throttle! Haha! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood. Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Sar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already! I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me, why?
He's tough!
Who are you? Said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you?
Gemini
Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal!
His speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Entertain me.
Dance in the wind!
Entertain me.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Dance in the wind!
Take this!
Take a picture of hell! I'll be saving you! Here goes!
Take this!
Here
Stay away from my...
Did you just hear me?
Yes, I knew you, remember?
Right.
Sword Ring out!
Enjoy.
You're mine! Dragon Swarm! Dragon Swarm!
What's this? Lightning Horn!
Fall.
Explosive Ring!
Here!
Take this.
I'm out! Raging
You're
Storm!
dead! Talon!
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Till next time.
Shion, wake up, please!
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides, Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine, really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Danon astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Sar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest. Hey.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain. But you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...
Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Danans, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renin district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Danan legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renans have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Danans rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened. This is horrible.
Is there truly no one here?
All of these ruins look like they were made pretty recently.
But if that's the case, then where do you think the people that used to live here went off to? There must have been Danans and Renans, right?
That's a good question. Even if the Danans rebelled and managed to overthrow the Renans here, there should still be some people around.
This debris... Do you think it could be the work of Renan astral arts?
Perhaps, but the appearance of these ruins is rather uniform, which leads me to believe otherwise.
Hey, Rinwell. That story you told us about the Dark Wings, it said that the evil king was vanquished with a holy flame, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then there might be some truth to that old story after all. It looks like all the rubble here had been scarred by flames.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. If we can find someone around here, we might be able to get them to tell us what happened. Dohalim, you forgot to take care of the fire yesterday.
What do you mean, take care of? Ah, yes. You meant to put it out?
Yep. If it stays lit, we could end up in real trouble real fast.
I see. I apologize for not realizing that. I shall be more careful in the future.
The way he's talking, it's like the thought of putting it out himself never even occurred to him.
Moving on, Dohalim, I should mention that the clasp for your cape is about to come undone.
Oh yes, I tried to fix that myself, but it simply refused to cooperate with me.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Are you telling me Renans can't even dress themselves?
Lords like Dohalim have attendants that take care of just about everything they need, so I'm not surprised he sometimes struggles with the basics.
Even by those standards, you've got to admit this is still a little extreme.
Shiona's got a point. I mean, you don't see Renans like her needing so much help to get stuff done.
In my case, circumstances forced me to learn how to be independent. Even so, I still think Dohalim could afford to pick up a few more self-sufficient skills.
Well, specifically speaking, what would you suggest that I learn?
For starters, I think it'd be good for you to learn how to dress. And put on shoes. How to comb your hair is equally important, and learning to manage your possessions better. And then from there...
She sounds like his mom rattling all that off.
Oh, and another thing. About your owl, Rinwell.
What is it?
When he starts to molt, would you be willing to give me his old feathers? I think I could find a use for them.
What do you intend to do with those?
Well, recently, I haven't been sleeping well. However, I hear pillows made from owl feathers are very comfortable and wish to make one.
This is why I hate you, Renans!
Did I say something offensive?
Next time, put your own needs aside for a second and think about how someone might react first. Then consider if it's worth asking at all.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
What are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
All of you, stop right there! Don't move!
They have us surrounded.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first! Show yourself!
I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
What are you...
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Getting pretty famous, isn't he?
Here is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
No need. I believe you. I'm Bayfong, of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces, so everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Danon leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadeye's the one who runs the show. I'd be happy to take you to him. Just one problem. The Renans. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason. Especially Deadeye. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
You could have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Ah, yes.
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work's only really just begun, huh?
Yeah. This place seems like it's got a lot of issues to fix.
So you're elfin, are ya? Thought you'd be bigger. Huh. Guess the armor beefs you up a bit. You've got a lot of people talking, you know. But in this town, I call the shots. You play by my rules here. Just remember that. Gotta say, I didn't expect you to run with a gang of women and kids. Those other lords must have been real pushovers, huh?
Seriously? Are you this rude to everyone you meet?
Don't interrupt me, you brat. Didn't your parents teach you any manners?
Why, you?
So you're the one who took down the lord of this realm, huh? How'd you pull that off?
We just swiped the Renan's explosives. And then we blasted them all to hell and back.
Explosives? That's a pretty bold approach. But how'd you manage to avoid hurting your own people?
I didn't, that's how. But the chance to take out a lord was worth the sacrifice.
And the Lord? What did this sacrifice earn you?
Unfortunately, we couldn't manage to finish her off. But now we've really got the girl on the run.
She ran? A lord?
Yeah, the lady was just a coward. She had a whole lot more bark than bite, that's for sure. She's probably hiding off in a hole somewhere. But not for long. We'll find her and drag her right back into town. Then she'll get what's coming to her.
I wouldn't be so sure. She may run, but she'll never go quietly.
Shut up, Bright Eyes! I would have run you through already if you weren't with the blazing sword here.
The whole reason you're fighting is to free the Danans in this realm, is it not? If so,
Shut your
then—
mouth, witch! That's enough! If you're really fighting for us Danans, why keep these bastards around? Why haven't you killed them already?
I'm not going to kill these bastards.
Oh. Is that the case, huh? Then tell me the point of this show.
They're my friends.
Friends? Renans are Renans. The scum-sucking bastards who've been draining our souls for 300 years now! But you know that. Maybe it's 'cause you and the little lady are friends and more.
Son of a... You'll pay for that!
That's enough! Deadeye, you know that was completely uncalled for.
All of you, get the hell out of my realm! And don't ever come back! This is Danan's realm and it's ours, understand? I call the shots here. And I make the rules. I do, Deadeye, leader of the Dark Wing!
Yeah! Deadeye! Liberator Deadeye! You are the true leader of this realm! We're not afraid of any Bright Eyes!
It's only a matter of time before I throw every last Bright Eye out of this realm!
The Dark Wings! The Dark Wings rule!
Hey, wait up! Told you so.
didn't I? You should have left your Renin pals outside.
You don't agree with him, do you? I could tell by the look on your face in there.
That's how things are with him. He loses his temper, then I step in and calm things down.
Better you than me.
If that's all, I think it's past time we were going.
Look, I just wanted to apologize for what Deadheim said in there.
At least somebody's got some manners around here.
He didn't used to be like that. But, well, that's what losing most of your loved ones will do to a man. He may never forgive the Renins.
It's a little ironic how indistinguishable his manner is to that of a lord.
Hey, Beifon? Deadeye mentioned the Lord is still on the run. Any ideas where she might be?
We looked all over, but found no traces of her. We heard some rumblings about activity in Estaluva Forest, but that's it.
Estaluva, huh?
Wait, you're not going after her, are you? Certainly won't win you any favors with Deadheim.
This isn't Deadheim's war, and we're certainly not fighting it for him. Besides, it's like Shion said, her type isn't going to go quietly.
Hey, it's your funeral. Don't say I didn't warn you.
We'll be sure to keep you out of it. Before we set out, though, is there anywhere around here we can rest?
Sure. Building at the end of the road, opposite side. It's all yours. We use it as temporary lodging, to house people who don't have a new place to live quite yet.
We're not going to run into any trouble there, are we?
Rumors of a certain fiery sword have spread fast. I doubt anyone will be eager to give you guys problems. And here's where I say my farewell. You're on your own, but good hunting.
Before you go, how come you don't hate the Renins as well?
Oh, believe me, I've got my bone to pick with the Renins. Just not with two of them I've never so much as laid eyes on before.
Let's head on over to that lodge. We'll figure out what our next move is there.
I get the feeling Deadheim signed up to be a rebel, so he could have a roost to rule. Heck, he's no better than a lord. In some ways, he's even worse.
I know. How could he use explosives on his own people?
And yet, despite the toll of his actions, none of the Danins we've seen seem to question his assumed authority in the least. If anything, they may well consider him a hero, which would say a great deal toward how deeply they resented the Renins here.
Still, I don't think this is as simple as saying the good guys won out over the bad ones.
Yeah, I don't either. Deadeye might have managed to drive the Renins out of Niaz, but that doesn't make the way he did it okay. No matter which way you look at it.
A victory that's earned by throwing away the lives of his own people? No, that isn't a victory at all. I can understand that the Danins here are standing up against their oppression, but that doesn't mean they have to humiliate all Renins just to settle the score.
I'm perfectly able to stand up for myself, Alphen. Besides, I'm used to it by...
But you shouldn't have to be, Shion. It's just... What I mean to say is, when you've been a slave for so long, it's easy to accept that's how it should be because it's all you've ever known. Constantly being belittled is no different. I don't think that's fair. For me or for you.
I just don't know, man.
Don't know what?
Deadeye managed to drive out a real live Renin lord. That's incredible. And he seems to have a lot of supporters surrounding him, too. But he's got an attitude worse than any angry Zoogle. Plus, Niaz is in utter ruins. I don't have a clue what his game is.
The Renins are powerful. And because of that, it takes a strong leader to have any hope of toppling them. However, when you take down one dictator only to replace them with another, ultimately it's just business as usual.
If it'd been Zephyr instead of Deadeye, I don't think things would have turned out like this.
Rinwell!
Yeah, I think so too. Zephyr did things differently top to bottom. He's not the kind of person who would have forced his own views or decisions on other people. When you do that, you're ruling over others, not leading them.
To be honest, I don't know what I would have wanted my dad to do if he was in that position.
Law.
The whole thing feels weird in a way. It's a weird kind of feeling, but at the same time, part of me also feels happy. Deadeye and my dad are two very different men. For now, I'm content knowing that.
The city is liberated, and yet the air still hums with fear and anxiety. It reminds me all too well of how Vicente once was.
Hums? You mean like music?
Yeah, none of this sounds like music to my ears. In fact, I've never seen any Danins with musical instruments in my life.
You don't need instruments to play music. It can emerge naturally from the sounds of people going about their day and the hustle and bustle of life.
You seem to care a lot about music, Dohalim. I didn't know that about you.
Have I not mentioned it? Before I was a candidate for the lordship, I had my heart set on the life of a musician.
You? A musician?
Indeed, music enriches the world around us. I trained day and night to hone my art. Words could not describe my bliss, as my notes carried with them the sights and sounds of nature, the ebb and flow of time, and the thoughts of people on the wind.
Dohalim.
Forgive me. My loquaciousness can get the best of me at times.
Don't apologize. It's interesting hearing what Renan culture is like.
Even though the Renans destroyed all of our arts and culture.
Personally, I was interested in the music of Dana as well. The fact that generations of lords deemed music to be of no use to their slaves and outright forbade the ownership of instruments is lamentable. Not that my words can undo the damage already done.
What's wrong?
All right.
What the?
Hey,
Yeah!
good.
All right!
I see someone who looks troubled about something.
A little compassion can make all the difference. I propose we speak to them.
Well,
I see. Oh,
just...
Excuse me!
good.
That's some cryptic text, all right.
It could mean anything. Can't we just look around the area for clues or something?
Hey! Maybe these are supposed to be different locations?
Oh, now you're into this too, huh?
I wonder if something happened.
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much? Oh, yeah? Right.
Hey!
Yeah!
That Deadeye creep certainly has a few screws loose, that's for sure.
Forget that guy. Right now, we need to discuss how we're going to proceed.
What's there to discuss? Deadeye and his crew have already brought down the Lord here. Just let them finish her off.
I want to go after her.
I second that. I think it's the best thing to do right now. We don't know if the Darkwings have what it takes to beat her. I'm worried what'll happen if we leave her to her own devices.
You make a good point, Rinwell. And maybe I'm just being overconfident, but between us and them, I think we have a better chance at defeating her.
I have to agree. This realm isn't going to be truly safe as long as that Lord is still running around out there. We need to act.
Fine by me. But isn't Deadeye just gonna take all the credit once we're done?
Our job is to break down the walls that oppress Dana. What he chooses to build in their place, that's his problem. For now, we'll head to this Estaluva forest Bayfon told us about. Whatever we decide to do, though, we should take some time to rest first. We've barely stopped since Menancia. Where are you going?
Alphen.
You should get some rest. What's got you up at this hour?
Just let me be for a minute, okay? Why don't you go back to the inn?
I will when you do.
Have it your way.
Shion. The Lord's days are numbered. I haven't forgotten our promise. You can trust me, you know. Maybe even lean on me a little. If you want.
And if I say I will you finally give it a rest?
Yeah, of course. Try to get some rest, okay?
What was all that about?
So we're just going to check things out, right? In whatever that forest is called.
Estaluva Forest. Next time, pay attention.
got sand in my eyes!
The winds are strong here. Mind yourselves.
Ugh, even the inside of my mouth is all sandy.
Hootle, don't get blown away, okay?
The winds outside the capital are blowing as strongly as ever.
You can definitely see why people call this place the Valley of the Four Winds.
Indeed. Mahag Sar is the realm of wind, just as Ganeth Heros is for water.
Earth, water, fire, wind, light, and darkness. Rena is aligned to darkness, leaving each realm one element each.
Is that because some elements are easier to gather in certain areas than others?
That is certainly possible, but I suspect the biggest reason is to prevent the lords from squabbling over resources.
Funny. You would think infighting would come naturally to an elite class vying for a crown.
True, but the Renans rule as a minority. Fighting ourselves would just be destructive. Though, as you saw in Menancia, any abstention from fighting is merely a facade.
In the end, you all get usurped whether you like it or not.
That may be true, but something tells me that this time is different.
We have to catch up to the Lord first if we want answers. Let's keep moving.
What is that ring of rocks over there for? They don't look like they formed naturally to me.
Oh yeah. Funny, I guess I've gotten used to weird rock formations. They didn't even register as being out of the ordinary.
Most likely, they were brought over by us Renans when we first invaded the planet.
Wait, those? So does that mean there's some kind of machine then? And if so, what in the world were they even used for?
To manipulate the properties of Dana's astral energy.
Really?
Think about it. Isn't it strange that the type of energy each realm collects is so fixed? Astral energy by nature isn't meant to skew towards one element or another so heavily.
So the Renans reformed it for the crown contest.
Sounds like the crazy thing a Renan would do.
Renans these days are more advanced than Danans in some ways, but even they don't seem capable of doing something on that grand a scale. Or is that something that's possible on Lenegis? Or maybe the Renan homeworld?
I can't claim to know everything about my own kind, but I myself have never seen anything that would be capable of such a drastic feat.
But at some point they did just that. Those are the sort of people we're up against. We should do our best not to forget that.
You're so amazing, Kisara. You can cook, you can fix weapons. I feel like there's practically nothing you can't do.
Maybe you should take a page out of her book and learn to make yourself more useful then.
I'd be happy to teach you if you want, Rinwell. I learned most everything I know from my brother.
Really? Even how to sew and do laundry?
Yes, indeed. He knew how to do anything.
Sounds like he was a pretty handy guy when he was alive.
He was. I'd always follow him around and badger him with questions. I was a real pain in the neck. Now that I think about it, he and Legil were the ones who taught me how to raise cats, too.
Legil is that woman who was with him in the Gold Dust Cats, right? I remember now. The one with the really pretty hair.
Funny you mention that. He also taught me how to maintain my hair. Not that those lessons stopped it from getting all tangled up during training.
I think it still looks gorgeous.
From what I can tell, it would appear as though the only thing he didn't manage to teach you was how to apply makeup.
No, but that didn't stop him from trying. He really wanted to teach me everything. Only reason he couldn't was because I prioritized my training.
And here I was trying to make a joke.
I can't tell if she's being serious. The only one here who knows him well enough was her.
Yeah, I guess only Miguel could have told us if it's actually true.
Right, here goes! Damn it! You picked the wrong fight!
Gravitas Field!
Here I come!
Gale Force!
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
These ones can run rings around us!
Do you require a hand?
Sword Rain Alpha! You're mine! It's over! Take this! First strike! Here I come!
Energy! Back into the fray!
Remote!
Astral Energy!
Say no more.
Got it.
Well done.
My turn. Okay, here I go. Try this. Blending blast. It's over. Here I come.
Lunar Frozen! Kisara! Frozen!
Hammer!
We can really make weapons with this?
Alphen, have you been washing your clothes? It may not be my place to say this, but... frankly, they're starting to stink.
Now that you mention it, it has been a while since I did any laundry.
I'll wash them for you if you want. Just remember to give them to me the next time you get changed.
Oh, okay. Sure. Thanks, Kisara.
And, Law, Rinwell, yours are starting to look a bit ragged.
What do you expect? Of course they're going to tear up when we're out there fighting so much.
Yeah, but it's still kind of embarrassing, having it pointed out like this.
And Shion?
I wouldn't touch me if I were you.
Of course. My apologies. All I wanted to say was that your sleeves are getting a little bit dirty.
You don't need to worry so much, Kisara. It's only natural our clothes are gonna get a little dirty while we're traveling around.
That's no excuse. Your outward appearance says a lot about your inner well-being.
Now you've really set her off.
Suffice to say, it would appear that the traditions of the Guard are still alive and well within her.
What do you mean? What do the Guardsmen do that's so special?
Mostly, I'm simply referring to the fact that they're a very regimented and cleanly group of people.
Do I really sound that weird to you guys? Keeping your clothes clean and mended is completely normal to me.
Don't get us wrong. We appreciate the thought, Kisara. But we've got a long journey ahead. It wouldn't hurt to relax your standards. Just a little.
If you're sure. I wasn't trying to overdo it, I promise. However, if it's making the rest of you tense, I'll do my best to tone it down from here on out. Still, if everyone could bring their laundry and clothes they want fixed, that'd be great. I'll take care of it all for you guys tonight.
Don't you ever get tired?
Somehow, things are even worse outside the city than they are inside.
Yeah, it's all ruined. Houses and everything else.
Even if it was all in the name of beating the Renans, this is...
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Why didn't the Renans take advantage of all of these ruins around here? It seems like a missed opportunity.
Most likely because it would be inefficient for harvesting astral energy. That's what dictates the current positions of each realm's capital.
Plus, Renans are averse to using anything that belonged to the Danans. I wonder what we can make with this.
If you can't decide, I'll have it raw.
Hey, wait! Don't eat that!
Am I imagining things? Or are there a lot of big Zoogles in this area?
No, I noticed that too. There's plenty of food and water to go around here. For a Zoogle, this just might be paradise.
Great, that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Is there a reason you're looking at me so intently?
Shion's kind of turned into the local fashion critic in our group.
So this is what lords like you wear. Certainly looks the part. I can tell at a glance what high quality everything is.
It's not often Shion's that impressed. You wear a lot of rings too, don't you?
They were a gift. Purchased rather cheaply, or so I was told.
What's your definition of cheap, exactly?
I believe it was around 100 to 200,000 gold.
What? If my wolf head cost 10 gold, then that'd mean... Holy crap! They cost 1,000 times more?!
10,000 times more.
If he sold those things off, I bet he could build a damn mansion with them.
At the very least, he'd never go hungry the rest of his life.
You're all beginning to sound alarmingly interested in my rings.
Dohalim, your spare bracers were getting dirty, so I polished them up along with the rest of your equipment.
Why, thank you, Kisara. I greatly appreciate that.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but you sure seem to fuss over Dohalim a whole lot, Kisara.
It is a little strange. Almost like you're still in his service.
Really? That's certainly not my intention. Besides, he's not the only one I'm like that with. Hey, Law, I saw your clothes were starting to get holes in them, so I stitched them back up for you.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Kisara.
Point taken. Do you just like looking after people?
I wouldn't go so far as to say I like it, but I get anxious if I don't. I'd always like to help if I can. It comes naturally to me. Back in the day, Miguel and I used to look after the younger kids a lot, so that's probably where it comes from. He taught me everything I know, and I mean everything. How to cook with wild plants, how to sew clothes so they'll last. Without him, we never would have been able to survive.
However, you're not a lord anymore, Dohalim. You need to get used to the idea that people aren't just going to wait on you hand and foot.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm ashamed to admit that I felt no qualms about her doing all that for me. As both a Renan and especially as a lord, one becomes too accustomed to those beneath you tending to your every need, both Renans and Danans alike.
Sure, that's how all you Renans are probably raised. But just to be clear, we're not your servants, Dohalim. Got that?
Absolutely. Moments such as this provide me with ample opportunity to confront my unease. It is difficult to tend with my own motivations.
What do you mean?
The truth of the matter is that my espousal of coexistence in Menancia hardly came from an idealistic place. That instinctive unease I feel deep within serves as a reminder for what it is that all of us here fight for.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one's going to abandon you if you aren't always perfect.
Looking at her now, I think she's more like his mom than his servant.
What's up, Kisara? You look concerned.
Oh, no, it's just... I'm looking at our finances and they seem to have taken a nosedive. I don't remember us making any big purchases, though.
Ah, that may be because I borrowed a small amount to purchase something the other day.
I don't think you can call spending more than half of our money a small amount.
Half? Dohalim, what the hell did you buy?
As it so happens, I came upon a rather special object that I've long been searching for.
Are you talking about that junk? I mean, that, unique-looking trinket you're holding?
Whoa, is that a...
Indeed. It is a lost artifact from ancient Danan times. Most likely, it was used for some sort of rite or ritual. Ever since we Renans conquered Dana, such objects have been disappearing. I simply want to do my part to help preserve both our people's storied histories.
Well, if it's to preserve Danan history, then I guess we can maybe look the other way. Just this once?
I don't know. Why spend money on something that won't even keep us fed?
More to the point, we all contribute to that money. I don't like the thought of anyone dipping into it without saying anything.
You must understand. Had I let that opportunity pass me by, I'd never have come across this item again.
Dohalim, maybe no one taught you that money doesn't grow on trees.
I may have been a lord, but I realize that much.
It's not enough to simply realize it. You have to internalize the concept too. Even after all this time, you still have no real sense of money. Our funds aren't your personal wallet. We camp outside and eat grass for dinner to try and stretch every last gold we have. You never know when we may need it.
I don't think we're so poor that we have to eat grass or anything.
Shut up, Alphen.
Shutting.
Let's just agree to not spend too much or be too thrifty for our own good.
Alphen, your blazing sword draws its power from Shion's Fire Master Core, right?
So I'm told.
Then why don't you use yours, Dohalim?
You mean my Earth Master Core, yes?
Yeah, I mean, you still carry it around with you, don't you?
I do. Each Master Core contains the astral energy harvested from Danan's slaves over the course of the last 3 centuries. Though only a select few qualified people, namely the Lords, can wield them, they nevertheless hold too much power to simply abandon.
If only the Lords are supposed to be able to use them, how come Alphen and Shion can use theirs?
That may be because Shion has embedded the Fire Master Core within her body, something which wouldn't have occurred under normal circumstances.
Okay, but why do you still carry yours around?
Just as Danans see Master Cores as symbols of the lives and resources robbed from them, so too do I view mine as a symbol of our lasting sins. The pain and agony wrought upon this world by my predecessors, as well as the injustice enabled by my own inaction, are all housed within my Master Core. It is a testament of all that I have done wrong. It cannot ever be used again, nor fall back into the wrong hands.
Dohalim.
You didn't differentiate between the deaths of Danans and the deaths of Renans.
Danans and Renans both spill blood and languish in agony all the same. I just couldn't bear to hear it any longer. That's all.
Little late for that.
Rinwell, mind if we chat a little? I noticed you haven't been training Huda lately. Is he doing okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He's been catching fish with Kisara, and he seems to be adjusting his diet on his own, so I'm not as worried as before.
Maybe that's his way of pitching in, so you don't have to do everything for him.
Yeah, maybe. I guess at some point he started taking a shine to everyone too, just like they did to him.
You sound like you're okay with that.
Yeah. More than okay, really. It feels natural having Hoodle and everyone around.
I know what you mean. We all support and take care of each other in our own ways. It's starting to feel like we're almost a family.
Huh. I hadn't thought of it like that. So does that make you everybody's dad?
Do I really look that old to you?
Huh? You don't like that? Okay, how about you be the big brother? Shion is the big sister. And Kisara can be our mom.
Well, then how about Dohalim for the dad?
I don't really get that kind of vibe from Dohalim. He's more like an uncle. An old uncle, who's too preachy and snarky for his own good sometimes. And as for Law... Well, Hootle took the little brother role, and Law's definitely not the dad. This is hard. Oh! Law can be the pet dog!
A dog? Do dogs really count as part of a family?
Of course they do! If an owl can be part of our family, so can a dog. When you think about it like that, we have a pretty fun family.
Yeah, a pretty big one as well.
That's why I like it so much. I wish we didn't have to do anything dangerous. I just want to keep traveling the world with you guys the way we are right now.
You okay?
Oh, it's nothing. Actually, I think I'm gonna go practice with Hootle for a bit. Good night. I want to go back to bed.
What's this thing? Is the blazing sword okay?
A little water's not going to hurt it.
Backing down! No escape!
Annihilate hurricane! Raging storm!
You're mine!
Now or never.
Gemini lightning dance! Annihilation!
Eagle assault!
No further!
Radiant
No escape!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, that's totally
Swirling Alpha! Here! You're finished! Take this!
Dance in the wind!
Here!
Sleep now! I'll be
Double demon! You're mine! Swirling Alpha! Try this!
Here's a healing art!
Splendid blast!
Demons descend!
flashing bang!
Easy! Way to go!
That's what I like to hear. can hide itself? Amazing!
Here goes!
You're mine!
Banana!
You're finished!
Flying free! Why can't they just sit still?
Shia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done! Astral energy! Full throttle!
I'm like bait for them.
I'm only getting
Lunar
started!
Rondo!
Does it?
Raging
Dragon
storm!
Swarm!
The enemy wields hearts too.
We'll soon see about that!
Devastation! Now I can let loose!
Hang that! Now see if you don't get in trouble again.
There you go!
Dance in the wind! Healing sphere!
Sword Rain Alpha! Not today! You're mine!
Pierce the evil!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Raging blazer!
Blending Flash!
Here, let me help!
You're mine!
First aid!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Shield! Lunar corruption!
Blending Flash! It's too much!
Dance in the wind! Flame! Air drop spray! Light astral energy!
I'll smash you! Now I'm in the
Let
groove.
loose!
Champion swirl!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Pierce the evil! Go get him! Razor
Blending
cyclone!
Flash!
Don't get in my way! Dance in the wind!
I'm not done!
Photon dance in the wind!
You're mine!
Talon
You're
storm!
finished!
Not on my watch!
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
Photon flash! I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus roar! Dance in the corruption!
You're mine!
Gemini Ultra!
Now I'm
Try
in the
this!
groove.
Astral energy!
Blending Flash! Okay, here I go!
All good things.
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
It's on!
The picture of hell.
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
I'll heal you all!
Blending Flash! Here I come! No! Can't end! Here!
I really owe you one.
Here I come! Sword Rain Alpha! Blending Flash!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm on it!
Here's a healing orb! First aid!
You're mine!
Thunder blade! Searing flame! Reload! Searing flame! Focus, Bruno. If you can't rely on yourself...
Pull it together.
Don't be a martyr. Sorry, right. I'm calm.
I'll heal
Here
you
we
all!
know. I won't
This
give
one's
in.
all mine!
Healing circle!
You picked the wrong fight!
I'm sorry to be a fob.
We've all got enough of
mine.
it.
Yes, ma'am.
Fight left in me!
Sword Rain Alpha! Blending Flash!
Dance in the wind!
You're mine! You're finished!
In the groove.
Raging cascade!
This should do it!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
I'll fix you up!
Dragon Swarm!
Astral energy!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
I sense a strange power from this.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
There.
I think... includes all the owls we found. I guess this was their way of thanking us for finding them.
It looks like they're grouping up by color. Is that a thing?
Actually, the color of Dan and Owl's feathers is based on their maturity and their astral energy element. So maybe they stick to certain groups even if they all belong to the same kingdom.
Then I guess that means we can tell just how many owls we found in each domain.
They seem to be saying something.
Maybe they're thanking us for finding their buddies. Then again, maybe they're telling us that we have more owls to find.
I think the Queen is protesting that they shouldn't put undue pressure on us.
Maybe he's arguing back that we're the only ones they can actually turn to?
Right. Which is why the Queen is worried about sowing any ill will with us.
We'll do our best, so don't worry, I think.
Can you understand them?
Of course not. I'm just inferring. For some reason, when I hear them talk, that's just what I imagine them saying.
Oh, well, I think you're pretty close to the mark at least.
Well, don't worry about it. We're not breaking our backs over this. I think that was a thank you.
Seems like it, from both of them.
Hoodle seems happy with this. Isn't that nice, Rinwell?
Huh? Oh, yeah, absolutely.